What is up, Sagittarius? How are you guys doing? It's time for your weekly check-in. We're going to see what's happening with you guys in the fifth and final week of July 2025. So remember, weekly check-ins are just a short, sweet, quick, general, energetic overview. Now, if any of you need to find out how to schedule a personal reading, you can visit my website, tarotwithrich.com. The link is down here in the description. And for those of you catching this on time, tomorrow, Saturday, July 26th, is going to be our next round of weekly live readings. $22.22 right here on this channel. You can pre-order anytime on my website. And as always, right now, the list of pre-orders is pretty small. So if you order now, you'll be in the very front of the line. Other than that, everything else you need to know is all in the description of the video. All right, let's jump into this. Let's see what's happening with you and your situation and the person you're dealing with in the last week of July. What's going on with Sagittarius in the last week of July, universe? What is happening? Uh-oh. Knight of Cups reversed. I don't know if you're waiting on a love offer to come in, but if you are, it ain't looking like it. Some of you dealing with a water sign, possibly. Let's get 3 shuffles. 1, 2, and 3. Boom. Throwing in the white towel and giving up on this. Is that what's happening? Looks like you're just moving on from this, honestly. Yep, looks like you about to abandon this. Throwing in the white towel, abandoning this, because you just feel like this is a complete and total waste of time. Tower card. Okay. Well, lovers reversed. Okay, I get it. Okay, well, some of you dealing with a Gemini. Who else have I got here? That's it, isn't it? Could just be somebody extremely fucking immature for some of you. The Page of Wands is arguably the most immature character in the entire tarot. I mean, all of the pages are extremely immature, but the Page of Fire, right? An immature fire sign can take immaturity to the next level, you know? So I don't know. Let's see how they feel about you and what their energy looks like. What are their true feelings, energies, and intentions? How do they see you? How do they feel about you? What's their energy look like in general? What kind of person are they? King of Cups reversed. No emotional maturity. Maybe they're a little bit of an emotional manipulator as well. Okay. King of Pentacles. Nah, I mean, I don't really think there's a whole lot that you don't know about this person, honestly. I don't think it really goes that deep. Not somebody you can trust. This looks like an emotionally manipulative, game-playing, lying, cheating, sneaky little shitbag is what this looks like to me. Ain't very many ways to spin that right there. But usually when somebody is moving in that energy, what does that indicate? It indicates that deep down this person's a fucking mess. They probably got all kinds of fucking unhealed trauma that they're running from. So Could be an Aquarius for some of you. Also have Taurus. Again, could be anybody. Those are just energies. I feel like this person's probably mainly focused on their financial problems too. All right, does that need advice? Does Sagittarius need any advice for this situation? Does that need advice? Well, I tell you what, don't judge the situation right now. When it gets to that point where the tension is so thick and you've lost so much interest that you're just ready to throw in the white towel, when it gets to that point, you don't want to fight that process. But try not to judge the situation. Because this is one of these types of things that, while I'm not saying it's an enjoyable experience, but this is going to make more sense later. Later on, a year from now, 1 year from today, you're going to look back at this and understand why it had to go down like this. You're going to be like, oh my God, thank fucking Christ, thank Jesus, Mary, Joseph, whoever the fuck, that I didn't end up with that person. It's going to make sense. It's going to make a lot more sense. You're going to look back on this and laugh. This is not somebody you need in your life at all. At all. Okay? Okie dokie. Well, let's shift gears now. Let's see what's going on with your love interest. Maybe something good will happen there. Maybe we'll get some rainbows and unicorn farts and little pink bunny shit and Skittles. Libra did. Shit, Libra had a... Oh, and look at that. 10 of Cups is already yelling at me. Shit, Libra had a real 10 of Cuppy ass reading. Boom. Boom, boom. I knew once it starts yelling at me like that, it always comes out. Feel like a relationship's happening. 3 shuffles. 1, 2, and 3. Oh shit. God damn it. God damn it, man. You ain't got to be a rocket scientist to figure out what's going on here, do you? You ain't even got to be a fucking skateboard scientist to figure out what's going on here. Well, okay, so when I start a new reading, the first spread isn't the end-all, be-all gospel of truth necessarily. It's a general overview from your perspective. So I feel like a relationship's happening. And allegedly, this person is a little shitbag and you ain't standing for it. So it ain't gonna take long at all before you call them out on it. Actually, you'll probably start talking with your mouth before you start thinking with your brain. It's gonna fall out of your mouth because that's just how you roll. And it's gonna turn into some drama. Because you ain't playing games. And you ain't putting up with nobody who is playing games. So, okay. Damn, dog. Could be a Gemini for some of you. Also have Pisces. Well, let's get to the meat and taters of this. What's going on? Let's look at this person's energy. Maybe you just tripping. What's happening with this person? What's their feelings, their energies, their intentions, and all that good shit? Four of Pentacles reversed. Okay. Strength. Star reversed. Ace of Cups reversed. Knight of Wands. Okay. All right, I can see. All right, so does this person got some issues? Yes. But is it as bad as you think it is? No. Does that excuse shitty behavior? No. But this person, first of all, let's start with this. This and this. This person is insecure as all get out. They're so insecure that their outlook on love is very bleak. They're getting to that point where they just don't really think they're fucking good enough for anybody. And I know that, you know, on paper, when you hear that, it sounds sad, which it is. And from afar, we all tend to think that there's something we could do about that. You know? You always think, well, you know, I would want to lift somebody up and help raise their self-esteem. And there's nothing wrong with that. Problem is, if they ain't participating in their own self-esteem, ain't shit you can do. Actually, you know the risk that you run most of the time? People who are insecure, rather than using your words of affirmation and reassurance and validation as a useful tool to help them build their own self-esteem, they'll usually get high on it. They'll get high on it and addicted to it and dependent on the sympathy and the words of affirmation and the validation. And they'll constantly be fishing for it all the time, you know? That's the risk you run. Now, I'm just kind of trailing off here. I'm not necessarily saying that's what's going on with this person, but you want to watch out for that, though. But yeah, this person is extremely closed off, very insecure. Basically, their insecurities are spewing out into the physical. And they're not really letting you in at the deepest level. They're incredibly immature. But they're not playing games with you on purpose. Their head's not popping off the pillow in the morning thinking about how they can lie to you and how they can manipulate you and what game they can play with you and that kind of shit. Now, again, does that excuse shitty behavior? No. No, it don't. You have every right to be annoyed by that. And you have every right to say, fuck that, I'm not dealing with that. But just to let you know where it's coming from, in case you decide to see the potential and give it a chance, I'm not here to tell you that you should or you shouldn't. That's 100% up to you. Everybody's different as far as that goes. All right, well, let's just get the advice before I say anything else. Boom, 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 boom. What's the advice for Sagittarius? Okay. I really... the only thing I'll say... The only thing I can say is... knowing that it's not coming from a place of bad intentions. Make the decision as to whether or not you're going to put up with that or not. I'm not telling you should or you shouldn't. That's 100% up to you. Because, I mean, anybody can climb up out of that energy. Anybody can. Do you think it's worth it to put forth the work, the energy, and the effort, and the patience to wait for this person to maybe climb up out of that energy? If you don't think it's worth it, then boot, scoot, and fucking boogie. Try not to let it pop off into a bunch of drama, though. That's not going to help your path moving forward. It's just going to weigh your vibration down. It's going to create a karmic tie. You can't outrun it. You can't laugh it off. You can't go distract yourself from it. A karmic tie is a karmic tie. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It only changes form. You can't outrun it. You can't hide from it. So if this blows up into a big fight and a bunch of drama, well, that's just going to fuck up your path moving forward and make your healing process more difficult. But if you do think it's worth it, be patient. Be real patient and watch your mouth. Pay attention to what you say to this person and how you say it. Okay? This person needs a long leash where they can feel free to be themselves and let their guard down on their own terms. And they need to know that they can be themselves without being judged. And that could take some time. It could take a few months. It could take a few months before they feel safe and secure to let their guard down and let you in. It could. So the question is, do you want to deal with that or not? Totally up to you. But that's the energy that you're dealing with, all right? Okie dokie. I feel like those were the messages that my Sagittarius family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, information for personal readings is down here in the description. Don't forget, tomorrow, Saturday, July 26th, is going to be our next round of weekly live readings right here on this channel. 11 a.m. Pacific time. They're $22.22. You can pre-order anytime on my website. As always, the list of pre-orders is very small. If you order now, you'll be in the very front of the line. We also have my course still up for the last week of July, The Beginner's Guide to Manifestation. And everything else you need to know, you got to read up in the description. All right, I'm out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now